story is very often associated with books, which makes sense in a way, since there are just a lot of great books written throughout the years. But there are so many movies that also hold great stories and can teach us some very valuable life lessons. So I wanted to take the time to share which movies that I've ever seen in my entire life so far had the biggest impact on me, and in a certain way changed the way I look at some things now or think about certain things. I'm going to do my best to share why these movies in specific stood out for me from the rest, and why you might want to watch these for yourself as well, without giving too many spoilers. Number 5, The Pursuit of Happyness, 2006.
And the why, we talked about this. It's an I in happiness. There's no Y in happiness, it's an I.
This is the story of an entrepreneurial man who's forced to live on the streets with his son when he's struggling to sell his bone density scanners, until one day he gets an opportunity to start a career as a stockbroker. Only there are many applicants for the job and there's only one position available, so he does everything in his power to be that chosen person for a better life for him and his son, despite the position he's in. Overall, it's quite a sad story, with a couple of hard-hitting scenes in it. But it doesn't go over the top, which makes it still feel very real. What this movie still makes me think of every time I think of it is that when we see people, we always only see a glance of them, most likely their best side. But there are always things going on that we don't know about, that people don't want us to see. We're all so much more alike than we might think sometimes. And we all go through times of uncertainty and desperation. We just really like to hide this. Besides that, and the perseverance of the character that Will Smith plays so well, with the fact that the movie is based on a true story, makes this one to me stand out as much as it does.
You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves, they want to tell you you can't do it.
Number 4, Life of Pi, 2012.
I am on a lifeboat alone with a tiger.
Life of Pi tells a story about the journey of an Indian boy who has to survive in a lifeboat with a male Bengal tiger.
Don't lose hope.
Number 3, Grave of the Fireflies, 1988. I'm gonna be honest, this one exceeded all my expectations. I think partly because it's an anime, and I haven't seen a lot of anime movies in my life, because to be honest, I somehow always associated them with over-the-top fight scenes. But Grave of the Fireflies is almost the exact opposite of that. Without giving away too much of the story, it's about a teenage boy who's giving everything he has to keep himself and his younger sister alive during the final months of the Second World War. It's truly a masterpiece when it comes to showing the value and fragility of life, and how short and painful it can be. and it makes you think about a lot of things. It shows that no one knows what tomorrow will bring, that you should be grateful for what you have and don't take everything you have for granted. How the little things can and maybe should become the big things, that we should be kind to others in need. And because the story is based in the Second World War, it shows very clearly that the suffering goes way beyond only the soldiers directly involved.
なんで二人すぐ死んでしまう?
Number 2. Forrest Gump, 1994.
Run, Forrest, run!
Forrest Gump is about a mentally disabled man who goes through life in his very own way, and that's where all the magic is hidden in this movie. It's essentially about two philosophies: the belief in a destiny.
We all have a destiny. Nothing just happens, it's all part of a plan.
And the belief that you make your own destiny.
I happen to believe you make your own destiny.
It makes you think about how we can deal with the chance elements that come into our lives at any given moment, about how many people have fixed ideas about how things are supposed to go. And the story really highlights the contrast of the people in this movie with this mindset, and the mindset of Forrest, who's open to everything that comes onto his path.
How would you like to go into the shrimping business with me? Okay.
The movie in general, and especially the main character, teaches about the importance of being present, about curiosity and generosity, about not taking yourself too seriously, but just as well about staying optimistic, and about treating everyone equally. Overall, I think this movie has the power to make a lot of people rethink their approach to life.
I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is.
Before we go to my number 1, I want to share a few honorable mentions who are